I'm here at Innot Hot Springs, and I nearly didn't come because the ride-ups of the campground were old but not that great. But I've just been down and tested the waters, so to speak, and there are some scorching hot pat. So I got my pan from my car to dig out some deep holes in the hot and then make some channels for the cold water to come through. It was the little cutaways in the sandbar that gave away where people go, and there's a little place at the end. It's a bit shallow that I can walk across. So here we are. I'm leaving my shoes on in case I hit a really hot patch. I'll try and find somewhere that I don't have to dig out too much. 3 different holes there. You can actually smell, just walk past that, can smell the mineral sulphurs rising out of the, and every now and again it bubbles underneath the hot sand, and I put my fingers in it before, bloody too hot. Oh, you can see some steaming down here, which is supposed to be one of the signs. Obviously is. Right, this one looks quite nice and deep to work on. Welcome to my sole occupancy hot spring. The hot springs go right through this sandbar as far as I can tell, and when you're lying down you can see the steam rising. My own little spa. It's actually scalding hot this side. I've kept my shoes on just in case I go a bit too far into the hot sand and get scalded. You see the bubbles just a bit rising. Some of it's raindrops, but there's some bubbles there, more bubbles rising there. That's just the hot water rising up. So it's happening all along this sandbar here, and good idea to keep your shoes on and not to put your hands down too sharply. This deep. Oh, this is so good. I got the temperature adjusted now, so I got the hot water coming in on this side, but it's all mixed up in the pool, so you can't really tell it's only coming from one side. That's my saucepan, which I highly recommend, and I reckon it's better than a shovel because you can get a saucepan of sand out at a time and it doesn't slide off the edge like it would on a shovel. You can see the steam rising out of the sand behind me. Sometimes there's more than that. Anyway, I reckon I'll stay here for a couple of hours. And just up there is a pub where they have pizza night tonight, Thursday night, and a few beers. And there's no camping anywhere around here because just over there is the camping ground where you pay to go in. I've read some not all that great reports about it, and I've got my camper with me anyway. You see this steam, that's steam, not smoke, rising from the... They've got a kookaburra up there telling a crow off, and so I stay here for a couple of hours, and although there's no camping just near here, I passed a place which is advertised as proper free camping right on the edge of the creek. It's 12 k's away, so after I've had my pizza I'm going to go down there with my clarinet in the park and play some music to my very loud stereo in my juicy camper van. You see how deep I can get in here. I'm going to stay here for a couple of hours now. Oh, one warning. Some of the write-ups said that people let their dogs down here. Their dogs are permitted, which is perfectly permissible. But one dog got its paws burnt and had to go to the vets, and other people who are not wary of it walk down here barefooted and just stand in the hot part. And of course, when you stand in the hot part, you've got to try and get out, and so your foot goes even deeper. They get burnt too, so that's why I've kept my waterproof shoes and socks on, and then sometimes they are feeling really hot when I put them in places, but it gives me plenty of warning. Same as I'm not going to put my elbow down in the sand here because it's actually getting quite hot there. I'm going to get this as hot as I like now, cut off the water cool from the river coming in, and I can always go into that fairly fast stream. It's tropical stream, it's cooler than this, it's not cold though. Anyway, I can highly recommend Innot Springs hot water. It is free, it is public, and it's pretty good.
Cats, my son's a cat boy, and he'll take a special.
Well, here we are at the Hot Springs pub. And apart from the music, here's the hot springs where I was earlier today. In fact, that is my little pool that I made.